Hello, my dear beings, be it mineral, vegetable, animal, including humans, aliens, energy entities, everybody and everything in the universe. Uh, Here's Ferruccio Bilic, PhD. I'm going to talk about purpose and objectives uh, for 2026. Okay. Let's broaden up the idea. It's not only for one country, not only for one planet, uh, uh, one stellar system. It's for the universe. Okay. I am a person that always thinking in solving not one problem, but most of the problems at once. Okay. And now let's see what can we do to start improving individually as each one of us, collectively as the community, the country, the earth, the universe. Okay? One thing for us human, uh, not Homo sapiens. I think the Homo sapiens is too stupid. I think the Neanderthals were smarter. They didn't survive. Yes, they survived. Yes. Okay. But it's another story that we will discuss another time. Uh, Therefore, our purpose is to be happy now, here, and in the future, and forever. Okay? To be satisfied with us, with our conscience now and in the eternal future. Uh, what can we do for this? Ah, People say that there is a saying that to to have a, to have completed uh, your stage in the planet, you should have planted a tree, uh, written a book, and have children. Okay, let's start with the children. The idea of having children is to perpetuate our species in the nature, not as much as to take over everything. No, just to perpetuate. I think that there are too many humans on Earth right now. A better number would be about 2 billion. Okay? But we will get there. The population will start decreasing and we will get to about 2 billion that I expect to be a more sustainable rate of living for humans in this little planet. Uh, Someone would say, The idea is to have as many as possible children. No, 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 no. The planet is finite, has finite resource. You don't have infinite resource to feed uh, infinite amount of people. Okay. Second, uh, the idea of writing a book. Not everybody needs to write a book, but needs to improve ourselves, be more knowledgeable, more understanding, thinking about things. And what I mean in every single of us should think about our values, what motivate us, what we value. The values that the society have now are bad now because they have bad consequences and will be even worse in the future. Therefore, we should look for, find, and create new values that have better consequences. Okay. I explained this in several other videos. Okay. How to create values, how uh, to use them, in which way, how the whole thing. The idea of being happy is that we should be satisfied with what we have. Okay, should avoid a lot of values that are bad, like to value status is bad, to value richness is bad, because they are against the limitness of the planet. Okay. Therefore, we should be educating ourselves in order to behave in a more productive way, in a more sustainable way, in a more satisfying way, okay, with better values, values with good consequence, and forget about the values with bad consequence. And also, uh, we should thinking and be more in equilibrium with nature. Okay, give nature a chance. In this sense, I have a suggestion. Okay, first of all, forget about vehicles, forget about car, trucks, road, uh, ships, uh, airplanes, airports, ports, all kind of infrastructure for moving. Let's use a kind of transportation that does not need none of this. Okay. Uh, as already explained several other videos, I'm proposing to use some kind of dirigible, individual dirigible, family dirigible, sustainable, okay, and freight dirigible also. Why dirigible? Because they don't need a port, airport, uh, a road, a highway, uh, nothing. uh, waterways, nothing of this, nothing. And they can be very uh, energy efficient, okay? They don't need to use fossil fuel, okay? As a matter of fact, we can just, from any kind of water, on the ocean, the river, or lake, you, you bring some water, and this water will have on the top of dirigible some photovoltaic cells that will transform uh, energy of the sun into electricity. And with this electricity, we will break water in hydrogen and oxygen. The hydrogen will be for floating the dirigible, okay? You will say, but hydrogen can burn. Huh? Worse will be gasoline or other type of combustible, okay? And even for propulsion, you could use electric uh, ventilators. And this could be automatized so that you tell the computer of the dirigible where to go, how to go, and he will decide and go by himself, okay? You don't even need a pilot. Can be autonomous. It's much easier than to have a autonomous car, okay? And for moving people, the dirigible could easily run 300 kilometers per hour. Is good enough. You don't need to move faster than this. You could even appreciate the view. That will be even interesting. Okay, you could sleep quietly in your voyage. And if you have a freight, the dirigible could carry any kind of load. Okay, and this will cost nothing in terms of energy because will be sun energy. Okay. And you don't need to spend money in building roads, highways, ports, airports, waterways, things like that. Railroads, nothing, no need for nothing of this. What to do with this thing? Leave that. Let the nature take over. Okay? Nature will make very good use of these things. Okay, better, more plants, more animal, more things like that. Okay, uh, then solve this kind of problem. Another problem that we could solve that already. I made several videos explaining this thing, is to have the decision making process carried out by the people. Okay, we should have uh, direct democracy with wisdom. Okay, all the decisions, legislative, executive, judiciary, defense, and so on and so forth, decision could be made, should be made by the people, not by their representative. The people is smarter than one representative. Okay? Therefore, you don't need to spend a penny or a dollar or whatever resource for maintaining a very expensive judiciary and a very unjust judiciary, very crooked one. All the decision could be by the people, like jury, and the size of the jury could be any side that anyone that can wants to vote in some issue can vote. Okay, and when I say with wisdom, is because you can weight your decision, your vote, by how much you think that you know about the subject. Okay, that's weight. You weight. Therefore, the decisions are based on your knowledge and wisdom. Uh, Therefore, all the decisions, legislative, the people will make. It's better to have the people deciding what they want than electing a representative that the representative says, "Oh, I will represent you," when he's running for office. When he's elected, he will run after his objective. If maybe the people's represented objective are similar to the one that the representative have, you okay, may have some correlation, but often the representative will go after his own objective and forget about the people. That's why it's better to have the people deciding directly what they want. Also, the executive decision, and so on and so forth. Therefore, you don't need to pay taxes. No need for have taxes. Okay? Forget about taxes. Therefore, if you don't pay taxes, you need to work less. If you work less, you can use less resource of this little planet. Okay? Therefore, will be more sustainable. And the extra time that you have, you can use it to build a new value system that have better consequence for you, for your community, for your society, for the universe. Uh, there are plenty of things to talk about, okay? But let's do these things. Therefore, democracy should be like Abraham Lincoln said. Democracy is the government of the people by the people. Okay? No need for representatives. And I can stand further for any kind of decisions legislative, executive, judiciary, defense, so on and so forth. In terms of defense, everybody should train himself or herself to defend us for himself or herself and his community. Okay? Therefore, you have a system like in Switzerland. You don't have a standing army, but every single person in the Swiss society community is able to defend himself and his community. Therefore, less criminal activity, a lot of good things. Uh, Another improvement in the democracy system, instead of having laws that are static, I prefer propositions that are dynamic, give a direction to go, which to go. Okay? I already gave you many examples of this in other videos. And now, working with these values, we start improving our conscience now in the little planet. And after we leave the Earth life, we move towards ethereal life. Our conscience still will continue existing because it's a kind of energy. And better is this conscience, more useful will be in the whole set of conscience that runs the universe. Okay? Therefore, we will not die. Never. Oh, there is a lot of other things that I discuss about dark energy, the linking of particles, but in other videos that I did. They are interesting if you want to go into this. Boy, there are a lot of things to say, but in order not to extend myself too much in the subject, I will leave this to other videos, the more details for this stuff, okay? Therefore, each of us should decide what he wants for himself, herself, okay? All the decisions should be made by the people. Legislative decision, executive decision, judicial decision, defense decision, and so on and so forth. Okay? Therefore, you can apply this not only subsidy the whole government. Also, the private sector also can be run with this process. Democracy, direct democracy with wisdom, with convergence of opinion and things like that. Okay. Uh, I think that's the big picture. Okay. Therefore, all of us should be happy. We should pursue happiness. Okay. But happiness, uh, not uh, material happiness, is a more philosophical happiness. Okay. Material happiness um, is in disagreement with the smallness of this planet. uh, is not sustainable for a little planet. Okay, now I will stop for now, but please do give your like if you like. I would appreciate if you could make your criticism and comment suggestion. You can share this with whoever you want. Okay, and if you, if possible, also you can subscribe to my channel in order to keep in touch with my ideas. And I take the opportunity to wish you a very good New Year. Okay? With happiness, health, and whatever you want. Thank you very much.